Hi everyone, welcome back to Function Pilates channel. I'm Vanessa Kelly, founder of Function Pilates, located here in Tempe, Arizona. And today I'm back with another reformer workout, and this is all the things the box. So we're just gonna have some fun playing with our full body workout using our standard box in most of our exercises today. I am working on a balanced body piece of equipment, so for those that are working on a different model at home, I will try to make those necessary spring recommendations for you. So before we get started, welcome if you are new. I just have a few announcements to make for you. If you are interested in up-leveling your at-home equipment or actually getting some new at-home equipment with Balanced Body, I have partnered with them and you can receive a 5% discount. So you can email us and I will get you all squared away with the discount. Also, we do offer a virtual and in-person Pilates Teacher Training Program. So if that is something you've been thinking about and becoming a Pilates instructor, I would love to chat more about how we can make that work for you. So more of that information is gonna be in that description box as well. And also, we have something really exciting and new that has been happening, and we're in our soft launch, our beginning phase right now, but we are offering live stream group classes, and that's going to be held out of our Tempe, Arizona studio, so right here, and you can just log in on those designated days and times to take a workout with the class. So we won't be able to see you, we won't be able to hear you, but you can see us, you can see the studio, and there will be opportunities for you just to go ahead and learn some new things and be a part of a real life class, if you should say. And yeah, I would love to hear your comments on it. I would love to hear what you guys think, and get yourself on that schedule. It'll provide you a Zoom link so that you can go ahead and log on when it is time. We are Mountain Standard Time here, so adjust to your time zone wherever you're at. And I will also make some recommended videos here, workouts that are similar. So if that's something that you like, you can check that out too. But for those that are ready to get started, let's go ahead and begin. Let's go ahead and begin with a warm-up. So we're going to keep all of our springs on, grab a hold of our long box and apply it evenly in the center of our carriage. And then once you're ready, take a seat, placing your feet on the ledge, finding yourself not so close to the front of the box, but just more so from the middle and forward. Bring those arms out in front of you, palms looking at one another, and taking your C-curve, let's drop our spines down towards the box, press your feet into the ledge, and rebuild the spine to the top here. Nod your chin down towards your chest, get a little deeper in your C-curve, press your feet into the ledge for that deeper connection. And just start to feel this sense of warmth build in the center of your core, into your back. And nice deep breathing here as we begin to articulate through the spine. Nod your chin down, tuck your tailbone under. Let's hold here. We're going to raise our arms up to frame the ears, lower the arms down. So lift and lower, trying to stabilize your torso as much as possible while keeping your shoulders depressed away from your ears. About 4 to 5 repetitions here, and then begin to rebuild your spine. From here, let's go ahead and carefully lie ourselves down on the box, finding your shoulder blades supported by the box. Head won't be, so just be mindful. Interlace those hands behind the head, feet can come to the foot bar, and then we'll take a simple chest lift as we exhale up. Inhale to lower. As you take this flexion, eyesight is down towards your belly button. Keep your knees slightly separated so they're a strong hip distance apart position. And really begin to engage through your core so that you're maintaining neutral spine. Beautiful. Take it up as we curl. And we're doing about 8 to 10 repetitions here. So see how your body is feeling today. And once we're there, let's take one leg at a time into that tabletop position and go into a little bit of marching. So you're simultaneously moving from the hip joint, maintaining that 90-degree angle behind the knee. point out through those toes and allow your legs to be very energetic here. Good. Hold tabletop. Take those hands. Take them all the way to the knees here, and we're going to take it into our double leg stretch. So extend arms and legs at the same time. Circle the arms around. Beautiful. You're framing your ears as you reach behind. You're extending your legs out to a comfortable angle so that you're not overly arching your back. Beautiful. Taking the inhale, exhale, sweep it around. Hold it here, and we'll go into single leg stretch. So just taking that flex position of the spine. Hands are just changing from one knee to the next. Again, point out through those toes. And this is challenging because we are on a height, an elevation here. So from here, let's go into your scissors. We're going to pulse those legs in 2 times and then switch. So pulse one leg in twice, get a little deeper on that second pulse, and switch. So it's our hamstring pull, also known as scissors. We're still in this nice flex position of the spine, so you're feeling that heat. Go ahead and bend those legs there, guys. Take those hands behind your head, and then let's go ahead and drop both legs down. Beautiful. So really feeling the intensity here build as we continue through our warm-up. So make sure those legs are a unit. They're a team here. Knees are squeezing together. Angle behind the knee is about 90. Good. Hold it there, and then carefully, let's go ahead and bring ourselves back up to the top. Nice job there, guys. So from here, we're going to get into some footwork, but we're going to do footwork a little different today. So we're going to have our box in a horizontal position right in the center of the carriage, and I'm dropping my springs down to 2 red springs or 2 medium springs. So once you're adjusted, go ahead and have a seat, and then we're going to place our heels on top of the foot bar in a parallel hip distance apart position. So for those that have never done chair before, this will give you a little introduction of what it feels like to actually work those postural muscles here in this nice upright position. So begin to press out at your nice comfortable pace, encouraging your chest to stay lifted. You can even use your palms of your hands to press into the box ever so gently to encourage the collarbone to stay wide. Beautiful. Nice equal distribution through those heels as we open up the back of the legs. Let's transfer to the toes. Let's lift those heels up and begin to press out again. So if you want to challenge yourself, you can go ahead and play with the arm positioning. You can take it to hands cross over the chest, hands interlace behind the head, or even that simple genie arm position. Nice. Challenging your heels to stay somewhat upright here and having all of your toes contribute to the press out. Good. Let's go heels together, toes apart. Take the genie arm position here. But if you like it with your arms down beside you, feel free to go there as well, because the goal here isn't about the actual footwork of increasing muscle mass in our thighs, but it's really about how upright can we be as we are facilitating movement with our lower extremities here. So think about that. This is a lot of core work just to hold this. It could get uncomfortable. Let's go out nice and wide, our second position, so you're on your heels. A slight external rotation there at the hip joint. And then I'm doing genie arms again, but I switched my arm positioning. Now, if you don't feel like you're getting a ton of range of motion, just double check your sits bones, and then you'll want to move slightly forward on your box here. For those that have slippery pants, you may want to have a sticky pad underneath, or you also just may want to decrease your weight here. Good. Come back in. Take it down to your wide toes. Deep breath. And let's take those arms out in front of us. Palms are looking at one another. Good. And make sure that your wrists are just slightly below the shoulders, that they're not lifting higher than the shoulders so that we can encourage that there's more scapular depression occurring through your back extensors. We don't want to feel like our shoulders are right on top of our ears is mainly the key here. Good, and bring it back home. So as we move ourselves back into the center on your toes, let's just do a little bit of running here, just alternating one leg at a time, dropping the heel under, encouraging that beautiful calf stretch. At this point, you may be feeling your hip flexors. This is a lot of demand here, especially if you do have overactive and tight hip flexors. So we can take a stretch, grab a hold of your foot bar if that feels good for you. Press out 2 straight legs. It's almost like you're pulling on that bar to feel like you can feel the stretch in your back as well. So we'll bring it home. All the way in. I still have those 2 medium springs on, and I'm going to go into some single leg work. So feel free to adjust the spring tension for this side series here. So as we lie on our right hand side, left foot is pressing equally into the sole of the foot. My right hand is supported on the shoulder, on the headrest here, and then making sure the wrist is directly underneath the shoulder for good alignment. Think of puffing out your chest and looking straight ahead. Beautiful. Nice deep breathing. Keep drawing that belly button in towards the spine. Extending that top leg fully. Finding that control so you're not banging into the stopper on the pull in. And let's take it up to our external rotation. So you're on your heel, knee is looking up at the ceiling. Press on out. And again, finding this nice steady flow where you're working the muscles just as hard as you're pulling inward. So hopefully that makes sense. Think of your heel as a suction cup against that foot bar, and you really want to develop this work, this heaviness. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and take it to the other side. So again, find what feels right in your body as we switch sides here. So now the left knee is being supported by the box, right foot is on that foot bar, left hand on the headrest. Good. And take it out. Think of puffing that chest out again and looking straight ahead so you're not nodding your chin down, that the neck is completely in alignment with the rest of your torso. Beautiful job. You're going to feel this working and strengthening through your hips. You might feel your glute muscles working and your quads working here. So after 10 repetitions, switch it to about external rotation. You're on your heel, knee is looking up. And depending on how tight your hips are, is going to determine how much rotation you can do at your hip. So if you don't feel like you have enough, we want to avoid compensating. And what that means is I don't want you to feel like you need to rock your hip back in order to achieve extra range of motion. Okay, so as we are finished with all of that here, I'm going to go ahead and have you guys just step off for a second. We're going to take our box now into a long position like we did for our warm-up, and I'm down to 1 medium spring here. So 1 red. You could also do this on 1 light or 1 blue. And then as you roll yourself down carefully, you don't have to take your legs up just yet, but find your hands on your foot bar. And it could be a little awkward at first, but once we get there, you can adjust yourself. Your head might not be completely supported by the box, so do what feels necessary for you. And then we're going to go ahead and begin to just straighten our arms and bend our arms. So we're going to work into progression here, meaning I'm going to keep my feet on the headrest for a few repetitions, and then I'm going to increase to the next exercise and take them to tabletop. Good. So if you're happy with the feet on the headrest, continue. If you want a deeper challenge through the core, Take them to tabletop, then think of imprinting your low back into the box here so that you can still develop that deeper core connection. Beautiful. Now, this is for a healthy shoulders because you are reaching overhead. So if you are not comfortable with having your arms overhead, definitely will want to skip the arm movement and you can literally just do the legs here. You can double check your form to make sure everything is looking correctly. And with the legs straight up here, you should completely feel your abdominals working just as hard. Good. Hold it there. Back to tabletop. Extend one leg out for me. Again, make any necessary adjustments on the box if you need for your body. So we're holding left leg in tabletop. We are strong and active through that right leg as it holds out straight. Beautiful. And about 5 repetitions on each side. So once you're done with 5, switch legs. And there is this stronger emphasis of getting more in tune with your obliques as we are extending one leg out. So you may not necessarily feel it. You may feel it like the entire abdominal region, and that's good too. Go ahead, take those legs up, point, and then we're going to scissor the legs here. Hold those arms straight, carriage is quiet. Scissor the legs. Maybe you're flexing, maybe you're pointing, maybe a little in between. And then come back in to tabletop, bend your elbows. You can go ahead and drop your feet down or give yourself a hug. And then carefully go ahead and sit on up. All right. So from here, go ahead and have a nice tall position with your torso. Take the loops and place them through your elbows. And then I'm crossing my ankles here just because I'm feeling a little bit more through the hip flexors. And then we're going to butterfly the arms out. And when I mean by butterfly, I want you to focus on keeping your back nice and smooth. So we don't want to visualize squeezing a pencil between our shoulder blades. We want to really work the back of our shoulders. And this is also going to get into our thoracic area of our back. So it's strengthening those muscles of our back extensors. Really great for developing better posture and to help stabilize through the spine. Take your hands into this prayer position and you're going to go into lifting your fingertips towards the ceiling and slowly lowering. And this is, again, an exercise where it can get a little bit more strenuous on the shoulders and the neck. So limit range of motion if at all possible. Beautiful. Keep pressing equally into the palms of your hands. And then go ahead and bring it back out again. Okay, so let's go ahead and hang one of those loops up here. And then from here, you're going to face forward. Left hand is on the loop, right hand is on the loop, and you're going to go into a rotation, a seated rotation. But there's this sense of pulling the rope here. It's the right hand that's doing a lot of this pulling. So there's this activation through your lats, through your serratus anterior, underneath your armpit that I want you to feel. Beautiful job there. And if it's heavy, definitely go lighter because remember, I was on that medium spring. So after you've done anywhere from 5 to 10 repetitions here, we can go ahead and carefully adjust your hands with the right hand in the loop. Take it into a semicircle there. And then we're going to bring our arms up overhead and think of allowing your torso to dip into the well towards the rope. So we're not going to go towards the foot bar because it's going to be quite heavy. So I want you guys to feel like you're going with the flow as you dip into the well like a teapot. And then back through center. and then come back through with the arms in front of you. Take a twist and add little pulses here to deepen that experience. Deepen those muscles and isolating through the obliques here. Keep lifting through the chest and then return through center. Hang up that loop on the peg. We'll switch it to the other side. So you're grabbing a hold of your loop, of your rope, and then the left hand is by the metal components here. And then you're, again, holding the loop with your right hand, but you are really targeting this rotation with the movement of your left arm. Beautiful job. Again, there's this sense of rotating, not just actually turning your head here, but we want to feel the rotation of the spine. And as we grow a little taller, we don't want to collapse through our spine here. Perfect. Keep on breathing. And then from here, let's interlace that loop around the left hand. Right fingertips are going to interlace over the left. Let's take it into our sunrise. And then we're dipping our body into the well there. So again, you're going in towards the rope. Again, every side's going to feel different. So maybe you're a little overactive on this side where things feel tighter. Maybe they're weaker. Trying to keep those arms up overhead and then take them out in front. So just 5 repetitions there and then finish it with some pulses. Deepen the pulse. It's not very bouncy. And then you're going to hit 10 repetitions, come through center, and hang up that loop. Beautiful. Okay, guys, so from here, we're going to go ahead and continue with our box, since this is an all things with the box workout, and it's going to be on the floor in front of us. We're doing some hip strengthening exercises, and this one in particular is going to help strengthen the inner thighs. So our focus is those adductors. Hands on the hips. Take a moment to line yourself up, chest is lifted, and then it's just the left knee that's the mover. Your right leg is the stabilizer. It's doing just as much work in order to hold the position here. So the more quiet you are on that right side, the more you're going to feel the work develop here and take on extra heat. Beautiful job. About 10 here. And then carefully go ahead. Coming out of that, we're adjusting the box. You're going to slide it towards the foot bar. And we're going to work the abductors, so the outside of our hips here. And it's important to have strong hips because that's one of the components that make up the core. Good. When you're ready, go ahead and press into that shoulder block to move the carriage. Beautiful. Keep that chest lifted. Nice long lines here. We're stabilizing through that left knee as much as possible. Good. Nice work. Once you hit your 10, you can go ahead and bring it back down. We're going to shift the box a little bit more forward. So we're going to go into some full body planks and pikes here. So your left foot is supported against the shoulder block, right ankle around that left ankle. Good. Coming into plank where your shoulders are over your wrists, and then lift those hips all the way up, nice and high. Good. Hands are on the box, nice and strong. You're using your abdominal muscles to lift your hips. So a lot of full body work here. A lot of muscles are being activated. And then once we've hit about anywhere from 5 to 10, you can go ahead and draw the knees in towards the chest and straighten the legs. So take a break if you need to, otherwise continue on as you transition from your pikes to your jackrabbit here. Beautiful. And it's a lot of work because it's a single leg dominant exercise. So that left leg is going to feel it, your shoulders, your back, all of it. And once you're done, go ahead and carefully come on down. Beautiful. So we're adjusting ourselves where the right knee is on the box. You guys can face your carriage. Right hand is on the foot bar. Take a nice inner thigh stretch here. So your left foot is pressing against the shoulder block. And you're taking a little bit of that side bend to open up through your ribs. We can bend into the left knee, straighten the leg, just allowing for a little bit deeper of a stretch. Beautiful. Just doing a few rounds here of bending and straightening. We can just take a deeper hamstring stretch. So I'm just adjusting myself to slightly turn towards the shoulder block, towards my foot. You can just go ahead and take that bend, hinge over. Careful that your hands are not directly on top of your knee. And then return. Keep breathing. Just kind of stretch into it. Just kind of see where your body is guiding you. And it should feel pretty good. Again, you're in charge of your stretch. You know your limitations and how far not to go. And then we're going to go ahead and switch sides. So we're going to repeat everything we did, starting with our hip strengthening exercises for our inner and our outer thighs. So approaching the carriage with our right knee supported against the shoulder block. Feel free to make those adjustments with the box. There's always like this tricky spot where it's like the perfect fit. Hands on those hips again. Take a breath. And then you're going to go ahead and find that resistance as you start to close in shoulder blocks towards that left ankle. But you never want to go ahead. You want to still like maintain that hip distance apart position. So once you've hit 10 here, we can make those adjustments, shifting the box over. And because we know that we're going to do our planks, you want to make sure you shift it over just enough so the box doesn't really necessarily move on you. Left knee is up against the shoulder blocks. Right leg is supported. Good. Pressing in and out. Think of this equal weight distribution into the right sole of your foot. And lift your chest up. How are we doing here? Do we feel like we're leaning over? Because that also will contribute to how much range of motion you have. Okay, so from here, that's when we're going to go into our full body work again. So remember we started with pikes and then we went into our jackrabbit. So right foot is up against the shoulder block. Left ankle is behind the right ankle. And then finding your way down to plank and then lifting, really dragging that carriage back in. And not allowing the springs to necessarily pull you in. Beautiful. Just really scooping through the abdominal muscles, trying to keep the back of the knees open. We'll have plenty of time to bend and straighten in a moment. And then go ahead into the jackrabbits here, bending and straightening. Keep your hips up high so that you're not loading your low back. And relax your shoulders away from your ears. You should be looking right in between your hands. Excellent. Straighten and bend. And carefully, let's bring it back down. Good job, guys. That'll get the hearts going a little bit here. And then we can turn for our side stretch. So the left knee is on the box. Right foot is supported against the shoulder block. Left hand on that foot bar. And you can go ahead and just take it into your stretch here. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. You can add in your side stretch where you are reaching your arm up towards the ceiling and taking a dive over. So just kind of feeling what options are best for you today. And from here, just go ahead and I'm going to adjust my foot so that it's more looking straight over the shoulder block. Taking that side stretch. Maybe you're adding a little rotation to it to deepen that hamstring stretch. Nice. Just easy does it there. Kind of rotating in towards, hips are rotating in towards your femur, your thigh bone. Beautiful job. And then once you've had a few good stretches there, you can go ahead and bring that all the way in. And we'll take our foot bars down flat. Boxes are going to come back on the carriage. And actually, I'm sorry, on the foot bar here. So make sure it's supported. I'm still on that red spring. And we're going to do another exercise that's going to involve a lot of full body here. So from here, I'm going to have you guys just have your feet supported against the shoulder blocks. Interlacing those hands behind the head. You can kind of shimmy your way down so that the edge of the box isn't just digging so deeply into your ribs. From here, we're going to articulate the hips to come all the way up into this tabletop position. And then once you're there, you're going to lower that spine down, dropping your tailbone. It can rest against the mat here. Take another breath. Feel the work of the hamstrings and the glutes as we bring our hips up. The control of the carriage as we lower our hips down. Nice. Exhale to lift up, open up through the front of those hips for me. And then slowly lowering it back down. Exhale, feel the strength occurring through the backs of those legs and straighten your legs and bend the knees. Now, this is a lot of hamstring work here, guys. You're on your toes. It would be easier if you're on your heels. I should have said that earlier, but just so you know, you can make those adjustments or for next time. And then slowly lower it back down. Good. So from here, I'm going to adjust back to my heels. So I'm coming up a little higher, bridge myself up to that tabletop, extend the legs out a little bit more than earlier, and bend. So it's like you want to dig your heels into the shoulder block and feel that glute to hamstring connection here while maintaining the height of your hips. So you don't want to feel like the hips are dropping down until we come to that last repetition to articulate intentionally back to the mat. Okay, beautiful. So from here, we're going to take it all the way up to our long back stretch, which is a full body work exercise. So bear with me here. Fingertips are looking forward. Your feet are supported by the shoulder blocks. We're dipping into a tricep and then squeeze those back extensors to drag the body. Dip into triceps, dragging the body. It's almost like this little scoop where you want to lift those hips up. Use your back muscles to guide you back in. Lots of triceps here as we dip. Lift straight arms, straight legs. And if you're ready, you can take a seat. Yes. All right, good job. So from here, we're going to go ahead and take our box, still horizontal. And we're going to find our foot bar about, you can go halfway or all the way up here. And I have the carriage, I have the box just right next to the carriage, but there's still some space there. So I can do a piriformis stretch along with a mermaid stretch. So if your knees are okay in this position, feel free to continue, or you can eliminate the box, obviously, to go into a regular mermaid. But I do like how this contributes to more than just the mermaid stretch, but you also get that hip flexor and hip stretch. I'm adding rotation here with a little extension. So if that feels good in your body today, just note that your hands are going to be as wide as the foot bar, separated, and that you want your arms straight and your shoulders down and away from your ears. Press it on out. Carefully adjust your left hand back through the center, raise your right arm up, and bring it in. Let's take it to the other side. So as we turn and switch, we're making those adjustments again. Right hand is on the foot bar. Let's go ahead and bring that left arm all the way up. Shine your ribs to the ceiling. Lower the arm back down again. Good. Nice work there, guys. Again, if you like just the lateral stretches here, stick with it. If you want to add the rotation, add that in and carefully create some extension in that upper body. Nice. Just a few repetitions here. Pressing all the way out. We can carefully adjust our right hand through center, raise our left arm up, come back in. Alrighty, so as we step off, we're going to move the box just up to the shoulder blocks, staying in this horizontal short box position. Now the foot bar is as is, and I'm just keeping springs as is, so I haven't really made major adjustments with the springs. And then you're lying on your stomach, hips are supported by the box here. Ankles are pressing against the foot bar, dipping down. We're going to go into dolphin. So we have our hands supported behind our head. Think of just kind of dropping the top of your head towards the floor and then lifting up into extension here. The foot bar is going to come, it's not going to be super secure, and that's okay. Beautiful. Take it at your own comfortable pace. Feel that work in the back side of your body. Holding it there. Take your arms to a T, thumbs are up, and pulse it. So you can feel the shoulder blades squeezing together on this one here. There's some height. And then take a deep breath and rest it. Good work. All right, so once you're ready, you can go ahead and step off of that carefully. Nice work today, guys. We're going to finish it with a couple roll downs. So hip distance apart there with the feet. Let's raise your arms up. Go ahead and reach to the floor. Just do a nice little check-in with your body, how it's feeling. Beautiful. Shoulder roll it back. Lift those arms back up again. Take it one more time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the workout. Again, don't forget to hit a thumbs up if you haven't subscribed. Would love to have you part of the family. See you next time.